Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It is Tuesday night, and we have finally made it to the finale of Only Murders in the Building, Season 3. And hey, for one of the very few times, oh, wow, that's been a while. That is very fitting. That is fitting to come back on. Haven't had that one in a while. Oh my gosh, it was a good finale. It didn't blow me away, but I didn't hate it, and I wasn't just ruined by it like I am with a lot of them. How do we feel about it? What are we doing? How are we going? It wasn't Uma. Oh my God, it wasn't Uma. What's happening?
Thank goodness. She was in the episode, though. When I saw her, I was like, oh my gosh, please don't let her be.
I told y'all it wasn't going to be Uma. Y'all don't never want to listen. Leave free Uma, man. Let that woman live.
I smiled when she came in. I was like, oh, let it be Uma. Let it be Uma. That would have been the greatest call ever. Let Uma live. She's going to do that. She'll be there next year. She'll probably be the one who shot Sass.
Talking more shit, and I can't wait.
Oh, the one who can't wait. We got the one, the only AK Watch. How's it going tonight, AK?
I'm here, man. I'm here. These old bones is bothering me tonight, but we're going to make it do what it do.
Oh, we're going to get through, make it do what it do. Only Murders in the Building, Season 3. It's the finale, opening night. And, well, it looks like Donna is indeed Cliff's real mother. So strike one on any adoption theories. That's really her son. The kissing is just the kissing, and we're just going to have to deal with it. But like she's been a... What's that?
I said, ew.
Yeah, it was right.
On the kissing, still ew.
Looks like she's been a mover and shaker from day one and seems to have done it basically all on her own. Like, we still have no idea who Cliff's father is. So, and like, until we do, I'm just sticking with he's either a Putnam or he's like a half-brother to Dickie, as the same man got both Donna and Loretta Preggers. Like, are we
It don't matter.
Is Dickie still in Lynn?
Don't put Putnam in it. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, what's going on with it? Are we still going to get more with Tobert? Is he going to be a character in season 4? Like, is he gone? Is he going to like turn it down and stay in New York? What's going to happen with Tobert? Because everybody thought he was the killer.
No. Y'all thought Tobert was the killer. I told y'all leave Tobert alone too.
Oh, he was on screen for literally 1.1 seconds. I was like, oh, there's the killer. He did it. I was like, there's something about it.
Terrible. I feel like he could end up being a long distance relationship type thing and pop in once or twice in coming seasons, or maybe he does move back and they kick it off hard. I don't know. We'll see.
I wouldn't mind it because I'm about done with Mabel's love relationships and her whatever stuff.
Yeah, Tobert's at least is stable for the most part.
Yeah, let's keep him stable and across country so we don't even have to see him. Like, okay, she's got a love interest, so we don't have to worry about hooking her up with somebody else. She's got that handle, but he's across country. We don't need to see him anymore, and we'll just keep going with the trio in the park. Murder solving. That's what I'm
down. It was like almost every season, like she always like hook up with someone, and then that doesn't work out.
Yeah. Little minx. But interesting that they didn't do more with like Donna, or with why Donna was at the courthouse with Loretta. Like, I don't know. I was glad to see Loretta out of the orange jumper, but it was weird that they didn't explain any of that. She was just out, and they didn't say anything like, why was Donna at that courthouse, Phantom?
True. Well, we got an explanation like later.
Wasn't her son there?
I never saw Cliff there.
No,
it was just Donna. Like, they weren't there to see Loretta, and all of a sudden, like, she kind of looked over, and they looked over, and boom, all of a sudden, Donna stands up. Like, what was she even doing there? We got no explanation for that.
Yeah, she wanted to make sure that Loretta.
Yeah, she wanted to make sure she actually confessed.
Yeah. Once that happened, she's like, "Oh, I'm in a clear."
But yeah, that's just it. Like, there was no deal to be made. Like, she didn't make a deal with him. Like I thought. Like, she was just there. I don't know. That was kind of. But when she was so giddy about being there with the trio, Loretta, like watching them work, I was getting some real Bassunas vibes. Like, I'm like, they are not going to turn her into another Jan, are they? Like, were you guys catching any of those feelings?
Nah, especially when she gave the handkerchief. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh,
like, what? There's something else to happen with the handkerchief? And then he realized she's like not the killer. But then she still was like partially to blame for certain stuff.
That's when the Giant Tamer was most bummed, because that's who she had pegged as a killer. She thought Loretta was. She's like, you don't bring in Merle Streep for nothing. He's gonna be the killer. I'm like, too obvious. Can't do it. Is Oliver ever gonna not be the cheapest human in the room? Like, he is always stealing something for free, and then the nerve to take credit for it right in front of the man who actually did pay. Like, just ruthless. Like, why is Charles always getting stuck with the bill, AK?
Because he allows it.
Yeah, but
because he allows it. That there's no other reason. Oh, I helped you find your Visa because you couldn't find your MasterCard, bruh. That's not a flex. That you didn't help. What?
When they said no to Amex, I helped you find your Visa. Well, if you don't take a step back, I mean, can my man just thank you? Can he not at least get the thank you? I was just sick. Oh, this Putnam character, I tell you. I was
absolutely horrible.
Like, couldn't even receive the thank you for bailing her out. Like, Oliver stole that too. Like, talking about, I helped you find the Visa. Like, can my man just get the thank you? Step back for a second. But we were right about Donna being terminally ill. And although I did call there would be like another bathroom scene, we didn't get the extra conversation I thought we'd get. So sometimes I do forget that this is only a 35-minute show. But the three go over, and who should say what to Donna to confess, confess, but become speechless when Loretta breaks out the missing hanking that was in Ben's hand when he died. They finally have their major clue and don't even realize how big a piece of evidence it really is. Like Loretta asked, "Might this tie Donna into the murder?" yes, it will. She's like, "Did I do good?" So cute.
Did I do good?
What? Did I do good? I was like dying right out of the gate. But yeah, the giant chamber was so bummed. She's like, "Oh, it wasn't Loretta." But then we get our first final opening Easter egg, and I don't know, did you spot it right away, fandom?
Of course. This is that one episode. Every single one, I was like, either it got easier, which it pretty much did.
It did.
And I was like, dang. I was like with DJ, like spotting every single one. But yeah, this one was just
what was it?
The curtains opening. You know how opening night curtains open or a thing or any show, the curtains open. Yep. It was that.
Right.
When it flashed on their windows, the open curtains came on. So pretty easy, but yeah. And Jake said that too. Like as soon as we make mention and go really big on it, they did start getting easier and easier. But they had some really good ones. Like the blowtorch lamps, that was amazing. The hearts in the clouds, that was amazing. That was pretty tight. Oh man. But then we see like why you should Leia, how neurotic is Howard? Like Katie already told you that sweeping is not how you appease Gideon.
Yeah, and he was still doing that. I'm like, he was sweeping, then he was like, welcome Gideon, but still, like, you're still sweeping, dude.
Yeah, it's like
stop it.
In the wrong place, also.
Yeah, after seeing him with that broom, like, I know what he wasn't doing. He wasn't lying about going for it on that last opening night. Like, this was obviously a neurotic tick ritual for him. Yeah, he was going in on that broom. Like, okay,
like I'm praising your previous episode, Howard. You're losing me, man. You're losing me.
Right? It was like, what was that? They just had to fit him in. 35 minutes, let's get him a scene. Then we see why you should just say no to drugs as Jonathan in his dressing room is just sabotaging his opening Broadway debut. Like, is he seriously just now experimenting with those drugs for the first time right before heading on stage? Like, that is outlandish. What was that about, fandom?
I was saying the same thing. I'm like, are you taking too much? Are you taking the right amount? And then next thing you know, within the next scene or two, it's like, oh, he passed out. I'm like, what? Like, oh yeah, you dead serious now? Like, I really wanted him to have like the shine or something, but then I was like, wait a minute, if he can't do it. At one point, I thought they were leading to Howard being the one to do it, and then no, ended up being the great Putnam.
That was a great little switch up. They're like, are you saying what I think you're saying? And like, I don't know, because Putnam didn't get that. He didn't give his Putnam growl. He didn't give that. So I was like, oh, maybe this is a good idea he's coming up with. That was pretty sick. But we see the flowers Mabel was talking about in the opening scene as she delivers them to Donna on opening night. And this was their clever way to get her alone in the office. And how ridiculous is this plan that they hatched up to get Donna to confess? Like the season 2 setup was like the confession was elaborate. It was good as hell. But this time, just the three of them with some cue cards written on Charles's back. Like what? This whole thing was
that's because they went up against a woman that is short on time.
Yeah.
And she told them that, look, make it snappy. Okay, where's the microphone so I can speak clearly into it right now? One take, and I can get back out here to make sure my Baby Boo show is going good for opening night. They messed with a busy woman. That's what it was. She didn't have time for all that.
That should have rang like more like red flags. Like, wait a minute, is she really the murderer, or is she just the accomplice, or just one of the murderers? Like, it's just way too easy. Even like Mabel, like she even got like some inkling feelings like this is too easy.
Yeah, she knew right away this wasn't right. I did love the props like Cliff gave Mabel on her dress. Like, yeah, like just the little details. Also loved how Donna said what most people had to be thinking. Jesus, this is painful when they were going through that little monologue in the office. Like, she's like, just stop. Okay, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That was so good. That was sweet though when Donna like grabbed the mic and started talking directly into it, like she was specifically recording for a podcast. Like, how many rats is one Ben Glenroy? Like, oh, I was dying. That was so good. And talk about like thin and flimsy. Just because she wears a similar shade of lipstick to that on the hanky, that makes her a murderer. I was like, I'd have told him like, yeah, nice try. Think again. Like, what? That's a little flimsy, isn't it, Phantom?
Nah, for this show, it ain't.
That's right on point for this one. Like Mabel said,
That's
this
where I
is them
started
on fire.
questioning.
Like Mabel said, this is them on fire. But the surprising twist this time is that Donna actually confesses no problem. She said she didn't want to kill Ben, just knock him on his ass to buy some time. But when they saw that they had, but when she saw that they had the hanky, she knew what was what, and then she confessed to it all. And I was like, shit. Out of all our exciting outcomes we'd come up with, like it ends up being the most basic and boring one. I was like, we pretty much mapped this one out 2 episodes ago. I was kind of bummed about that.
And he was mentioning something about the hanky in the previous stream too. So I'm like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we threw a bunch of stuff at the wall, but yeah, the most basic and obvious one is the one they went with. I was a little sad about that, but I guess we can like put one up on the board. We did call a bunch of that. But Donna said she didn't just put. But Donna just said she didn't push anybody. But once she sees that they have the hanky, she does what's needed to protect her son, something that she promised she'd do like very soon after he was born. So while everyone is basking in all that, like what all just went down, the amazing Howard runs in frantic as a squirrel on crack, ranting about how Jonathan is all pill-daddied out and can't take the stage. Like, what do you do in that situation, AK? Your leading man just got all pilled out and can't go? Dude, that's a time to fret.
Hope that the understudy is there and that he is coherent and was actually running the lines like he was supposed to.
But the problem is he was the understudy, so now what do you do?
Well, okay, well, see, that's the thing. There should have been a replacement. There should have been an understudy for the understudy. That's how theater works.
Is there usually an understudy to the understudy? Is that how it works in the play world?
In situations like this, yes.
Interesting.
Guaranteed.
No
idea. So they should have had a backup, but it does make sense that, you know, Oscar was able to come in. Yeah, he knows all the lines, so I guess go off, bro. I didn't expect them to do it, but it makes sense for him.
That was fantastic. And, you know, it definitely show up better than what Howard would have done. I'm not trying to hear Howard sing. Oh, Lord. Maybe yodel, not sing. Get your yodel on, Howard. Don't be singing on stage. But I love how they shot it like maybe this was finally going to be Howard's big chance to take the stage. But they pull another little twist on us. And then enters the real one. And, of course, like I was instantly giddy. I'm like, if they didn't bring her back for nothing. But unfortunately, her big highlight was just getting witty with Matthew Broderick, and I guess Uma really was not the murderer. I was so bummed when I realized that.
Was it? Hashtag free Uma.
Oh, but like Broderick said, she is fun. Love some Uma. Mm-hmm. So Tobert, getting in his feels a little bit, gets a job in LA and wants Mabel to move cross country with him. And I don't know why, but I feel like getting a New Yorker to leave the city would be harder than most. Like you could get somebody from Dallas to leave, somebody from Chicago's happy to get out of the city, but it just seems like New Yorkers' roots are planted a little deeper than most. Is that true?
Literally the only reason that I'm not in New York right now is because my mom moved me when I was a kid. Yeah. I still go back enough to where it's still home. I have family all over there, and I would be there now if it wasn't so expensive to make the move.
I'm sorry. If they give me like a better place,
the only reason
for which there probably is a bunch of places that's hella cheap, I would move. The only thing that's really keeping me here is like the family, like AK said.
Really? So you actually would bounce? You'd get out of the city?
Yeah, I would. And plus, since I still got family here, if I do end up coming back, I'm not going to like an hotel room or any Airbnb. Boom! I got a free room.
You got a place to stay. You already got that.
I am always on the 3rd floor of my dad's house whenever I come into town.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, I hear the hotels in New York ain't no joke. Like more expensive. Like more,
yeah, I'm not paying the prices.
Vegas, nope. Like more expensive than Vegas. That is some outlandish shit right there. Yeah. Oh, crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I always felt like that. New Yorkers, they love home. But then we get the tail end of Loretta smashing her Lighthouse song, and once again, Dickie more than most is completely enamored with it. Like it just strikes home with him, and for good reason. Loretta comes off stage and decides this is the time to come clean with him. She can't even get the words out, and he reveals that he already knows. He could feel it from the first moment that he met her. And that was a sweet scene. Like, dear brother Dickie's no murderer, just a lost soul at sea who finally found his light. Like, oh, it's like poor brother Dickie. He just needed his mama. A little moisture there, a little moisture. But I also like how everybody kept commenting on how ridiculous the plot of this musical is. Like, this musical makes no scene, so I'm glad like more than one person kept touching on that. But how amazing it was anyway, like that, because the musical seems like something I would actually go see. Like, would you buy tickets to this, fandom?
I would buy tickets to this.
I think it's. I mean, the songs are amazing. All the ones I've heard, I would definitely go see this.
The performances were solid.
Oh man, and you can tell Mabel, like we said, is just feeling something's not right. She keeps looking at Loretta and Dickie, and then over to like Donna and Cliff, and she starts putting two and two together. Like, geez, Mabel, keep up. Like, you say this is what you do, and you're good at it. Like, we had this one locked up as the most likely scenario 2 episodes ago. Come on. But Charles puts a little something into that extra final version of the patter song, and I think it sounded amazing with the orchestra. Like, dude, get it, son. I got to get these recordings.
Mm-hmm.
Mabel asked, applause.
Oh, dude, so good. Mabel asked if he'd seen like Cliff, and he directs her upstairs where she does indeed find Cliff huddling in the corner, starting to unravel. And his mom just told him that she's going to take the rap for him, and obviously she knows that he did it. Like, did his mom already know the whole time that Cliff was the one that actually did the murder?
No, I think so. At the moment the handkerchief came, and she began to like realize, oh shit.
You think that's when it clicked in?
Yeah.
I kind of do too, because the way she's like, I didn't push anybody. And then when she saw the hanky, she's like, shoot, they do know about Cliff. I think that might have been when it kicked in. And then we get our major meta moment of the episode when Cliff tells Ben he never wanted him for the show. He thought that he was a superhero hack that had no business on Broadway. I was giggling my ass off. Oh, I mean, I don't know. Oh, I guess he does, because I mean, it is the tie, and he does play a superhero on TV. The Cobra's kind of a superhero, I guess. The Cobra Snake, but I don't know. I just thought that was funny. Going meta with it.
Bit of a reach.
Exactly. A superhero hack with no business on Broadway. That was fantastic. Mabel calls up and has she's put the final piece of the puzzle together, but Cliff is rapidly losing his shit and is threatening Mason. And you know, you have Matthew Broderick in the house, like, you're gonna give him some lines. And like the back and forth between him and Uma this show was fantastic. Like, yeah, but that's exactly the way a Nova Scotia constable would run. Like, I was dying. So
like, why do you have that information, sir?
Oh, he's fantastic.
Why is that, of all things, why is that in your memory banks?
He goes completely full deal when he gets into a role. He knows everything about it. But Cliff kept saying Ben's death was an accident, but that was no Theo push. Like, that push seemed very intentional and deliberately aimed towards the open elevator shaft to me. Like, was it really an accident, fandom? Because, I mean, Cliff
hell no.
No.
He'll turn at his mom. So I was like, no, at all. Get out of here.
All of it, right?
Oh, man.
I mean, Cliff almost seemed to be smiling when he got out of there, when he got on that elevator. Like, when it last panned to his face and the doors closed, was that not a smirk he had on, AK?
There was a little bit of a smirk there. There was, you know, it's basically that, okay, nobody saw, I got away with it, he has nothing on me, no one's going to figure it out. But you forgot your handkerchief, my dude.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
And actually, I do got to cut out here, guys. But it was an awesome season. I'll give you my rating real quick for this because I was saving it. I will give this a 9.5 out of 10 because bit lackluster, but still full of fun, and I loved it. And damn it, why the hell did y'all bring my girl Jane Lynch back just to kill her off? But we'll talk about that next season, I guess, once it comes up. All right, so I'll catch you guys Thursday, though.
Thursday, we'll see you there.
Yep, peace.
Take care. Have a great stream. Oh, man. But I do love the details, how the details never stop on this show. Like how it showed how the winded Oliver and Charles, how winded they were, like Charles and Oliver, once they were climbing that many stairs that rapidly. Like, these men are in their 70s. That's no easy task.
Yep. I'm surprised that they didn't, because Oliver saw him like almost falling. He could have like put what was it, that cushion, whatever, like closer. That's what I assumed was gonna happen. But then instead he goes up the stairs. I'm like, Can you just do that? And then he asked him, "Oh, when in the splash when the merman like fell, was it like this height?" He was like, "No, it was higher or something." I'm like, "What?"
That was so ruthless. Oh man.
Was
And
it painful? He was like, "Did you not imagine them a merman screaming?" I was
oh,
like,
dude. Cliff said, were the mermen this high up when they fell? Oliver's like, no, you're a bit higher, son. Then he asked, like, was it painless? He's like, oh, no, no, no. He said, you have never heard mermen scream like that. I was like, shit. That shit literally had me laughing out loud. Like, it seemed like that scene was going on in the rafters for quite a while. Like, how
I'm
much of that?
surprised like no one like heard that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how much of that could the audience see and hear? And why did KT's take so long to get the curtains closed? It's not good stage managing. That's crazy. And speaking of details, like it took me until the second watch to realize Charles's outfit. Like I was dying every time after that. I could not see that his outfit and not smile. Like it was
Was
just.
it like glittery blue or something?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why is it like that? But then again, it's like Oliver Putnam style.
But that's just it. It took me to the second watch to remember why it was like that, and then once I did, I could not stop laughing about it. Like
Why
the
is it like
detail.
that?
Oh my god, the details in the show are freaking amazing, man. Like, do you remember freaking it was way back in episode 2 when Oliver had that dream and then he wakes up and he says that like he goes running in and when he was going to tell him that he's changing it to a musical and before he even could get it out that he's changing it to a musical right after he woke up he said to Charles he's like you should consider sequins and a lot of them and then Charles replied no thanks let's move on and then we come back and see the costume and it's sequins from head to toe. I was dying.
Wow.
I was freaking dying. Like the details and the tie-in that this show brings in, it kills me. Absolutely slays it. Like I said, ever since like after that, I could not stop laughing every time I saw him in that outfit. Like it was just killing me. I was like, why is that standing out so much? And then it like put it all together. But yeah, that was good. That was awesome. I mean, my man was dripping in sequins. He said you should consider sequins in a lot of them. He said, nope, move on. And then that's exactly what he did. So good. But Cliff said the mermen was too high up, and that made Oliver said the mermen were higher than this, and that definitely made Cliff think twice about dropping. He's like, "Oh, this is gonna be too painful." But that was just great. So Howard screams for everyone to get down there for the curtain call, and what was Mabel doing out there? Like she wasn't even in the play. I'm like, why is this woman out on stage taking a bow right now?
Yeah, that's true.
Did that not? I mean, that stuck out to me so bad right out of the gate. I was like, what is she even doing there?
I did not get that whatsoever. Even then, I was surprised that the producer were like on there, but that would make sense. Okay, you have the producer there, whatever. But even when I saw The Lion King on Broadway, it was like mainly it was just the actors were up there, not even the producer. But then it being opening night, maybe hell, it's whatever. But having Mabel there, that's I don't know.
Yeah, the producers is one thing. I mean, they're part of the play. They're putting up the money for it. Like, I mean, that is a little weird to have the producers take a curtain call, but still, at least they're part of the play. Mabel had nothing to do with this. She wasn't in, like, she brought roses to somebody. She had nothing to do with this. What is she doing? Like, the audience had to be like, who is she? Like, what character did she play? Like, are the people up backstage, like, closing and opening curtains getting to take a bow? Like, that was just insane. What is she doing on stage? Mabel is a dork. Mabel was adorable. But yeah, that one got me. I was like, what is she doing? So Donna and Cliff get arrested, but one last kiss on the lips, and lucky Mabel wasn't around to have to witness all that sweetness again. And speaking of sweet, did you notice that the sign in Oliver's apartment, how it said Death Rattle Dazzle, the musical, they said it would never work? Those idiots. That was pretty clean. I was like, how did he get that in there? And will the like miserliness of that man ever cease? Like asking if anyone has a credit card so he can order the subscription on his phone to keep reading the review. Like talking about he thought he still had 4 free articles left. Like
Nah, I felt the same pain because there's times when I'm like going through some type of freaking news article website, and literally they say, "Oh, you ran out," and I'm like, "Wait a minute, how the hell I ran out already?" or something like that. So I feel that pain.
Yeah, that is absolutely insanity. I was like, the cheapness of this man. Like, dude, you're the producer trying to read a review on your own play and you can't even dig in and get it. Like, get that subscription, cheap bastard. But of course, he finishes and in the most Putnam way possible, he's like, "Congratulations, everybody! I did it!" Like, oh my god, this man, he is too much. That's your guy. But Tobert asks Mabel if she's given any more thought to come to Cali with him, and she answers the same as Oliver. She likes LA, but in tiny, tiny, tiny doses. She said her place is there in New York. And Loretta seems to be like blowing up already. Not only has she like the Grey's Anatomy spinoff people called her back, but they're like willing to hold the part for her. But she has others offers coming in as well. And I don't know, can you believe that she's ready to give all of those up just to stay there with Oliver?
I'm surprised she actually did that.
These are her dreams coming true. I mean, yeah, this is her life, like what she's been waiting for the whole time, and now all of a sudden, just nothing. I don't know. That was kind of wild. It's like, dude, you are not a young woman anymore. This is probably your last chance to get it in. Like, go get it in. But then again, I mean, if Putnam's play is a success, she could just star in his next play, I suppose.
Yeah.
The Saz shows up with a case of cold ones, and Charles decides this is the time to pop that special bottle of wine he's been saving. And Saz said, right after that, Saz said she had something a little sensitive that she needed to talk to Charles about. So is what she wanted to talk about going to be the reason that she got shot, or is it going to be something else, do you think?
Could be that.
It's going to be something, whatever she was going to say, like, I have something sensitive. You think that's going to tie in with it? Or is it somebody that has nothing to do with it and somebody that just wanted to kill Charles?
Yeah, be that. Either they need to kill Saz or they want to kill Charles. And since she and Charles kind of like look the same, they assumed that was Charles. And then when she found out, like, oh shoot, they're going after Charles, so this is something sensitive I gotta go tell you. And then boom, she got shot. Yeah. But at one point, I don't know about you, I actually thought it was Charles that actually got shot.
Of course.
Because in the other stream, I was mentioning, hey, imagine it was like one of the crew ends up dying and they have to figure it out. So I was like, damn it. Then not only did I may have called it, but I could have jinxed it. And Charles is down. But then Charles came out of the shadows. Because even Howard was like, hey, did y'all even see Charles? And then Charles appeared. I was like, oh, thank God.
Well, yeah, I mean, they set him up. You're walking into Charles' apartment. It looks like Charles walking into his apartment. He's playing the Patter song. Yeah. Like, they set it up. You're no way you're not going to not think that's Charles. And then, of course, he pops in. You're like, uh-oh. And poor Saz. Like, that is just messed up.
I wonder what she is writing in blood.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, I don't know.
At one point, I thought she was going to write a J. And I'm like, oh, shoot. Don't tell me it was Joy. And that's why the X was like, what did the X message, whatchamacallit, said, hey? So I'm like, did it has to do with her new fiance or something? Or
you mean, so you think, yeah. So you think it might be Joy calling and then Joy's going to end up being the killer, like was going to kill Charles?
Could be.
Oh, that's wild. Our guy Jake thinks it's 100% Tobert that did it.
Nah, I don't think it was.
Slammin definitely thought it was Charles that got shot, but yeah, that would have been too much. She did say she wanted to talk to Charles, something sensitive, alone. Maybe she was going to write in that blood. That'd be a lot to write in blood while you're dying out. I think she's going to write a name, just kind of give him a hint on who to go after. But yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Jake thinks it's Tobert who did it. You think it might have to do with Joy? My first instinct right out of the gate, I thought it was Matthew Broderick. I think he's the only one that we ever heard ask for a gun. We already know that him and Charles have an ongoing beef and have had it for quite some time. So the obvious and right out of the gate thing that would be killing Charles is Matthew Broderick, in my opinion. That would be great to bring him back and find out he's the murderer next season. That'd be pretty tight. If he has so much as one cameo in the first 3 episodes, he did it. 100%. Or like what you were saying, what if that text that Charles received wasn't even from Joy? What if it was from a like crazy jealous psycho boyfriend and now they're back in town and it was Scott Bakula who decided to drop Charles a line acting like he was Joy texting and he's just a crazy psycho boyfriend and maybe that's what Saz was going to tell him about and now all of a sudden Like maybe he wanted Joy to marry him, and she's like, "Oh, I can't. I still love Charles," or who knows, whatever. And what if we find out it's a sick Scott Bakula cameo that comes back and tried to kill Charles?
That's what I'm thinking. Cause it's like he said hi, and then next thing you know, get shot.
Yeah, because Joy said, "Hey," because Joy texts and says hi, and says Scott Bakula wants to say hi. Like Joy doesn't seem that mean. Why would she do that? It was probably Scott actually taking her phone and saying that to him. So maybe he's on some psycho stuff, and it's gonna end up being him. That would be kind of cool. But yeah, who knows? So we don't have any idea what Saz was trying to write in blood on the floor. I think she was just trying to get a name or at least a couple letters of a name.
Yeah. If not a name, then a place.
We also heard last season that or early this season when when they killed Ben, Saz came in saying that there was talk that maybe they were trying to kill Charles. And maybe it was Charles they were trying to kill, and Ben's just the one who accidentally got killed. So what if we find out that if it is one of those people that were online talking about Charles should be dead, and find out it was them who's one of the killers, like some crazy rabid fan or something.
Really? They thought they were killing Charles? Forgot that.
Yeah, remember Saz came in and was like, "There's chatter online that they were trying to kill you," and Charles was like, "Me? What did I like?" And when they found out Ben was dead, so yeah, there's chatter online that they thought that it might have been trying to kill Charles and just accidentally killed Ben. So what if it ends up being that kind of twist? They usually don't put a lot of throwaway lines in this episode, so I could definitely see him coming back on something like that. That would be amazing. But did you notice the sign at the end credits had been changed to "Death Rattle Dazzle the Musical"? Congrats, nobody died this time. And then in parentheses, I really hope.
Yeah.
So what's up? Is there a chance for Saz makes it through and doesn't die after all this?
Nah, she dying.
Ha! She gone.
Mm-hmm. If anything, we're still gonna see her like through flashbacks. If anything,
maybe it's Ben Stalker. Jake says maybe it's Greg blaming Charles for Ben's death. Interesting. Maybe some bring back Greg. That'd be awesome. Maybe Matthew is playing a part that kills a guy named Charles. He wants to give it his all. That would be an amazing twist because we know he goes way in on it. Oh, that's the kind of performer he is. He would actually kill somebody just to get in. He's a method actor, just to get into character. I think Charles was the target. She looks just like him in the dark in his own apartment. Sniper was waiting to shoot somebody in that apartment. Makes sense to me. Yeah, definitely probably somebody going after Charles. So I don't know. It could be one of those social media people. Could be Scott Bakula. Could be Jan. I mean, that's what I thought you were going. That's where I thought you were going in the first place. When Saz came in and said, "I have something to talk to you," a sensitive topic. I mean, what would be more sensitive that they share than the same girlfriend that they both shared? So maybe Jan had snapped or something and was getting out, and Saz was like, "Oh, Jan's getting out. Just wanted to talk to you, or it's sensitive or whatever." And then Jan comes back and kills him, and we get a repeat murder for season 4. Anyway, something like that happens.
oh yeah, because she did start dating her.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So when she comes in saying, "I got to talk about a sensitive subject," I mean, what would be more than that? Like that ties in more than anything to me.
True.
That would be amazing. So we get a Jan come back in season 4. That would be tight. I would love that. So what's up? What are the chances that Saz makes it through? Is she just dead, or is she gonna live?
Yeah, gotta kill her.
She gone. They killed her off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what. The Giant Tamer brought up something at the end. She said, "Is that Belgium lager beer that Saz brought to the party going to be a big clue on who shot her?" I didn't even think about that.
Oh yeah.
Huh? How about that? Like, what if she brought in that special kind of beer I've never heard about, and I don't know. That's kind of weird. Like, is that going to be a clue to who's after her and what's going on? I love that. Oh, maybe it was an elaborate suicide. Nah, I don't think that. That's a step too far. Yeah, remember it's a dramedy comedy show. I don't think we're going there with it.
And again, that's sad.
Oh man! So what do we think of this episode and the season as a whole?
That was okay. I give like a 7 out of 10. Because again, like, because we knew who the murderer, because we guessed the murderer. Because if it ended up being something like we didn't expect, I'm like, oh shoot, 9 out of 10.
Bring that.
That's because we knew. But then how they were like, segue into season 4. That was the talk of the episode.
Absolutely. So yeah, I actually liked it more. I think this might be my favorite season, even though they didn't bring the twist. I didn't hate the finale. They kind of brought it home, and just the attention to detail that this show has is amazing. Like I said, the whole Charles Sequin thing had me floored. I was dying. Like to just bring something back like that from episode 2 and make it like just such a little detail, but so in your face that you know, like, why is this screaming at me? And then realizing it, like, I just love that. I love this season. I would give it probably like an 8.8 out of 10. I wasn't disgusted with the finale, so that's half of it right there. Everybody fails on the finales. Great season, okay finale. There you go, Jake. That's what I'm with. I give the season a freaking 9.5, and yeah, maybe the finale a 10. I mean a 10, an 8. It was, like I said, we guessed it a couple episodes back, but it was still a fun ride, and it still had enough to keep us guessing. Like, well, maybe we didn't have it nailed. So we had to keep guessing. It was fun to do so, and I am all here for it, and definitely ready for season 4, which, to my understanding, has just been greenlit. So we are going to get a season 4. It's going to be pushed back a little bit because of the writer's strike and how things are on hold. But hey, if we're getting a season 4, I am here for it and can't wait. I'm excited for it. But that's going to do it for us. Seasons. Any last thoughts on this one out the door? Anything you're excited to see next season? Any characters you want to see come back? Is Uma ever going to be killing anybody, or is she just like a side piece character to show us what New Yorkers are really like?
It does seem like we're going to go to LA.
Oh, that'd be
because they kept on saying like from Mabel, LA to Oliver to LA. Even Charles was like, "Hey, LA, just for a little tiny bit." So it's like whoever this whole thing is, Saz's death, has to do something with LA.
That'd be wild. Get him on a plane and take him cross country. That'd be something new. That'd be pretty wild. But again, it's only murders in the building, and they kind of got out of the building a little bit this season. So I almost expect them to like tie back into the Arconia a little bit more next season.
Technically, yeah, her death was in the Arconian.
Loki starts on the 8th, I believe, isn't it?
No, it starts this week.
Is it? It's either Wednesday or Sunday.
It starts Thursday.
So yeah, Wednesday at midnight. Yeah, Thursday. So yeah, so Loki's coming in. That's going to be our next 2. We're going to be going in on Loki, and Gen V will be the next 2 that we're reviewing. So stay tuned on that. We might be having to do a little fiddling with the scheduling. Thursdays might be a little iffy, and we might be switching that around to appease some schedules. But we're gonna make it do what it do and make it keep this train on the track. So make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you have that bell clicked and subscribed, and you will be in the know when we have the next one coming out. But of course, the next one that we are going to be doing will be Thursday for the finale of Ahsoka. So hopefully everybody out there is having an absolute
no trivia.
Almost forgot. I was like, how can we not do trivia on the finale? We got just a couple of questions. Anybody out there remembers any of these? Put them in the chat box. If you're watching later, put them in the comment section down below. We can't end the finale without a couple trivia questions. Let's get a few in. How many Tonys has Donna won?
9.
9. You knew that was going to be a question right out of the gate. How many Broadway shows had she given birth to?
35.
Ooh, incorrect.
34.
Yeah, there you go. 34.
What I was thinking of this one. That's what it was.
I feel it. What did Donna say the song was she was having made for her latest Broadway show should be called?
Dang, what was it? Hold up. Let me get my notes.
He said, hold up. I got you. I'm ready for this one.
The Rest of Your Life?
100% correct. The Rest of Your Life. Ooh, you came ready to play today. Feel that. Who was Donna? Here's a little bit of a deep dive. Who was Donna talking to on the phone? Well, in the hospital.
Dang, I don't know that one.
Ah, there's a deep dive. That's a cut. Yeah, even Jake was like, wait a minute, trivia? Like, how did we almost go out without that one? What's up, deep dive? Anybody out there remember who she was talking to on the phone while she was in the hospital? Names are the tough one. Oh, let's make it a little easier, but sad on this one. What is Donna dying from?
Stage 4 cancer?
Stage 4 cancer is correct. And how old did Oliver say he felt after coming off stage?
I'm going to say 30.
That is incorrect. You got to remember, this is Putnam. It's got to be a Putnam.
That's why I was like 30. For him to be like, why would you say 30? You're right.
Actually, that's a good guess because, I mean, we have the 30 tie-in with Mabel's birthday, so that's not too bad a guess. But yeah, when he came off stage, he was just vibing and came flying by
60?
Tobert and Oliver. That's a little closer.
70?
Is incorrect. Even Jake's getting it wrong. Close, but no cigar. Oh, that's classic. That is also incorrect. Ooh, we got him on one. Nice. How old did Oliver say he felt again coming off stage? And next but not least, what gift did Cliff say he was in charge of buying the cast?
Well, for this time around?
Yeah, that is correct, Jake. Nice wide swing there. Oh, slamming, you two are correct. Closing in, just not quite there. Oh, what gift did Cliff say he was in charge of buying the cast? I thought this was a good one that might stump you guys. Oh, it was such a smooth little thing, but it made me smile. I was laughing. What gift did Cliff say he was in charge of buying the cast? Write that one in the comment section down below if you're watching later. How many articles did Oliver think he had left before they would make him subscribe through his phone?
3?
That is incorrect.
Was it 4?
It was 4. There you go. 4 is correct. And what show said they'd wait for Loretta? What show wanted Loretta so bad they said they'd put off filming and wait for her?
No idea. I know it was some type of voice acting gig.
That was the other one that came in, yeah. The Gerbil. Gerda Gerbil or whatever. That was amazing. Oh, if you know that one, what was the show that said they'd wait for Loretta to be done? Write that in the comment section. Another deep dive here. What year was the bottle of Argentinian Malbec that Charles was saving?
1908?
That is incorrect. Good guess. That's a deep dive. That's a tough one. What was the year of the bottle of Argentinian Malbec that Charles was saving? What vintage was that? And a little bit of an easier one. How many bottles of it were made that year? How many bottles of Malbecito del Cielo were made that year?
Yeah, I was about to ask you, but you're a whiskey guy.
That's a wine. Oh, Jake, you're right. It was a Grey's Anatomy spinoff. Do you remember the name? You get partial credit for that. It was a Grey's Anatomy spinoff. How many bottles of that wine were made that Charles had? Anybody knows? Right in the comic section. Oh, there you go. Jake nailed it. 5 bottles.
Damn.
Absolutely correct.
Good thing she didn't grab the bottle. That would have broke.
Oh, and dropped it. There's only 5 made, and she dropped it. That would have been sad. That's already sad enough. We're losing Saz. We can't lose an expensive bottle of wine too. And last but not least, what kind of beer did Saz bring to the party?
Heineken? Guinness?
As it's sitting right over my shoulder.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yep. Jake gets extra credit. There was only 5 bottles of the wine because the grapes were so small that year. Absolutely. Which that's
what is it? Old Belgium Premium?
Yeah. Old Belgium lager. Absolutely. Oh man, but that is going to do it for us. I absolutely love this season. I think all in all, this seriously might have been my favorite season. I mean, I really love the first one. That one brought me home. It'll always have a special place in my heart. But this one, I really enjoyed. I loved it. It was a blast trying to come through. We spun so hard that they actually made it a little easier for us to figure it out. And then once we figured it out, that wasn't good enough. We had to keep going and keep thinking that we didn't figure it out. So I had an absolute blast with this season. It is a blast. And yeah, I cannot wait till season 4 to do it all over again. So that's going to do it for us. Absolutely amazing. No, it was not Bud Light slamming. It was the old lager. But that's going to do it for us. We're definitely going to be back on Thursday for the finale of Ahsoka. And then, like I said, next week we're just going to keep this party train moving with the new Loki series, Loki Season 2, and Gen V, which is amazing. Basically, the boys in college. So, yeah, it's tight. Can't wait for it. We're going to keep it going and keep this party moving. So I hope everybody out there is having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. Until we see you on the next one. Be easy, everybody.